From winning an Oscar for Good Will Hunting to a nasty divorce with Jennifer Garner. Here's everything you need to know about the rise and fall of Ben Affleck's career in Hollywood. Affleck's acting career started small, as a kid in a PBS educational special. He then landed a Burger King commercial, which led to a few minor roles. In the early 90s, he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Dazed and Confused, and some indie flicks. And this early success was pretty impressive. But it wasn't enough for him.
We go out, we have a few drinks and a few laughs, and it's great. You know what the best part of my day is?
He was after bigger things. Finally, in 1997, he struck gold with Good Will Hunting. He and his best bud, Matt Damon, wrote the screenplay and co-starred in the film. It was a hit, an instant classic. The story about a Harvard janitor who's actually a math genius had audiences and critics raving. And get this, Affleck and Damon won an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. It was like a dream come true. Almost overnight, they went from being unknowns to everyone knowing their names. Good Will Hunting did wonders for Affleck's career. His stardom definitely rose after it. Suddenly, he was getting offers left and right to play the dreamy leading man in Hollywood films. And boy did he take those opportunities. From serious Oscar contenders like Shakespeare in Love, to silly rom-coms like Forces of Nature, to edge-of-your-seat thrillers like Reindeer Games and Boiler Room, and even massive blockbusters like Armageddon. Okay, so not all these movies were home runs. Remember Bounce? Yeah, me neither. But even with a few stinkers, audiences and critics were still curious to see where his career would go next.
I like to do it. Just go to omaze.com/Matt and Ben.
Or you could just...
Well, that's before Affleck's career took a sudden nosedive. It's safe to say that after his Pearl Harbor success, things started to take a turn for the worse. His acting choices went from bad to worst, with flops like Gigli, Jersey Girl, and Surviving Christmas. Affleck quickly became a laughingstock in Hollywood. Affleck really opened up about this on Howard Stern's show. Stern asked him if he was worried that his pal Matt Damon would become a megastar while he was stuck in the dumps. Affleck said he wasn't scared of that, but he did have a moment of panic when he realized he had been hit by 3 bombs in a row.
I'm going to forget. I thank everyone in the movie, on the movie, worked on the movie, did anything with this movie gets thanked. I want to thank Canada. I want to thank...
Suddenly, he went from being a cool guy to being a total loser. I mean, the guy was supposed to star in a movie, but the studio ended up shutting it down because of his bad luck at the box office. He talked about what a gut punch that was, saying it was worse than getting fired from a project. They were paying not to work with them.
I've tried to live my life in a way that, and then, you know, during the divorce.
That's gotta hurt. And his personal life wasn't much better. He checked himself into rehab in 2001 for alcoholism.
Matt are sort of the sideshow. It's like, well, there's a Jets fan over there.
Soon after that, Affleck was filming Gigli with Jennifer Lopez, and the two quickly fell for each other. The media was obsessed with the couple, and their every move was covered in tabloids. Affleck and Lopez's relationship quickly became overexposed, with the media dubbing them Benifer. This took a huge toll on them, and the public also grew tired of their constant coverage.
Mom loves all my movies. You know what I mean? She thinks everything's great. I'm like, they're not all great, Mom. But, you know, God bless her. And your mom, nobody loves her like your mother.
A hasty engagement at the end of 2002 didn't help. The engagement lasted 2 whole years before they broke it off in January 2004. And guess what? Affleck realized that he needed to make some changes if he wanted to salvage his career. After ditching J-Lo, Affleck tied the knot with Daredevil co-star Jennifer Garner in June 2005. You might think this was good news, but this relationship was also doomed to a messy end. Okay, so things got pretty rocky for Ben Affleck in 2014. The man got kicked out of a casino in Vegas for counting cards.
And like, that costs money. All of a sudden, I'm kind of going broke on this stuff.
But that was just the beginning of the drama. The real bombshell dropped in 2015 when he and Jennifer Garner announced they were splitting up. This was after 10 whole years of marriage. And then it got even messier. There were rumors that Ben had hooked up with their 28-year-old nanny. Ben's people denied it, but the rumors just wouldn't go away. It's safe to say that the whole thing left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. The Daredevil star's career had definitely hit rock bottom.
Wrong way. In 20 years, if you're still living here, coming over my house to watch the Patriots.
But wait, thankfully, that wasn't the end of his career. Affleck began to pursue his passion for directing, which led to some of his biggest successes.
You're gonna suffer, it's gonna be difficult, sometimes really, really hard, but still says like, things can get better.
Ben got back to his roots as a writer and decided to give directing a shot. And boy, did he impress. He used his talent to direct 2 amazing films, Gone Baby Gone and The Town. And guess what? They got tons of praise and even nabbed some awards. So, Ben Affleck was back on top and everyone was talking about his directing skills. But it was Argo that really put him back on the map. This flick won 3 Oscars and Ben gave a killer performance in it too.
I'm 5'10" and a half. I mean, if you take out Northern Europe, like, I'm way above the world average.
Some folks even thought he should have won Best Director, but hey, you can't win them all. Still, Argo showed that Ben was back and better than ever. Talk about a comeback. And that's not all. Along came Gone Girl, and boy did that shut the haters up. Ben got a ton of praise for his performance as the troubled Nick Dunn, and rightfully so. He nailed it. After a major comeback in Hollywood, Ben Affleck shocked everyone by playing Batman. People were like, wait, isn't this the same guy who did Daredevil? Ouch. But then, he made his debut as the Caped Crusader in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. And folks were like, who? He actually pulled it off. And get this, he even made a cameo in Suicide Squad. So yeah, it looks like Ben's made his mark in the Batcave. And his career right now is the greatest it's ever been.
I had no idea what I was doing. I stood out here in front of you all, really just a kid, and I went...
Just take a look at his latest movie, Air. It tells the story of how Nike managed to convince Michael Jordan to collaborate with them on his own sneaker line. The story is simple but engaging. And as the director, Affleck knew what mattered most in this story: the heart and appeal. The film is a crowd pleaser for sure. But you know who's the brilliant driving force behind all of this? None other than Affleck's multi-talented wife, Jennifer Lopez. Yep, after one failed engagement, the 2 lovebirds got engaged again and got married in 2022. In an interview with THR, Affleck gushed about J-Lo. He said that her fashion and cultural knowledge helped him better understand the story in Air. Who knew J-Lo could add script consultant to her already impressive resume? It's also heartwarming to think about the 2 collaborating and bouncing ideas off each other. It's so sweet to see them so happy after all these years. And it looks like they're gonna be living the rest of their fairy tale life in a $64 million mansion. And it's not just any old house. This one is a luxurious 8-bedroom, 11-bathroom mansion. But hey, when you're a Hollywood power couple, you've gotta have a mansion that suits your family's needs. The mansion's located in the wealthy Pacific Palisades neighborhood, just north of Santa Monica and central Los Angeles. Apparently, the couple had their sights set on a different home in the same neighborhood, but once they saw this one, they were sold. The mansion wasn't even listed for a week before Ben and J-Lo put in an offer. Talk about knowing what you want. So after some hard times, it looks like Ben Affleck's life has taken a turn for the better. And we are here for it. And that's all you need to know about Ben Affleck's roller coaster ride of a career.